to you are simple, but I know me and you can agree God has no God.
So you're sure that we can agree? And you're right. If what you mean by God here is the one and only divine being, then yes, God has no God. But if you mean something else by that, then let's talk.
So if so, in the Garden of Gethsemane, when Jesus went a little further and prayed, which God was he praying to if he was God? Because God has no God.
So now we see, you're saying that if Jesus is the one and only divine being, then what divine being is he praying to? You're confused, mate. Jesus is one of the persons which is God. There are three of them, three persons which are God. Jesus is one of those. He is praying to another one of those persons which is the same God that he is, not a different God. So we agree that the one and only divine being, that is God, does not have a God. But a person who is that being can speak to another person who is also that being, and since the second person that the first one is speaking to is also God, to speak to God is called to pray, especially if that second person being prayed to has authority over the first one who is praying. So that should explain that point. Now, I know you're going to give us a few more examples, so go ahead.
God. Number 2, when he was on the cross crying, Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani, my God, why have thou forsaken me? Which God was he crying to if he was God?
I see, you're very good at rolling your R's, mate. Now, in addition to what I said before, let me just add, you should really pay attention to Hebrews chapter 1, where it's written that the Father said to the Son, your throne, O God, is forever and ever. And then it goes on to say, therefore God, your God, has anointed you with the oil of gladness above your fellows. So you have two persons being called God here. The Father speaking to the Son calls him God, and he also speaks to the Son and says that the Son has a God. Makes sense with a Trinitarian worldview, in which there is more than one divine person, more than one person who is God, and the Son is under the authority of the Father, who is also God, meaning that the Father is his God. The Father is God, and the Son is under his authority. So the Father is his God, although both persons are the one and only divine being, the one being which can truly be called God.
Number 3, in the book of John 20:17, Jesus said, do not touch me, for I have not yet ascended unto my God and your God. Which God was Jesus talking about? Assalamu alaikum.
Yep, nothing more to add here. I think we've already dealt with this clearly enough. Thank you for listening, folks.